One thing that still amazes me is when people approach me and talk about how Agile is specifically designed to work with software or technology groups, but it doesn't apply to things outside of technology. It blows my mind to think that we're still in a place where we don't understand how Agile can be applied to many different facets. So I thought I'd dedicate at least one episode to how Agile works beyond IT, or where Agile works beyond IT. I think that what most people don't understand is that Agile can be applied across various business functions. And I just wanted to highlight a few to give you an idea of other places where you might see Agile creeping in. One of the other interesting points to make here is that I've recently started teaching, and I have my first one scheduled, an Agile application in sales class. So I've done Agile marketing, Agile sales, Agile human resources. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of demand for Agile application and implementation outside of traditional information technology. So how does it work? Where does it apply? What does it do? So let's start with marketing. A lot of people don't realize, but I'm going to use NBC Universal as one of my biggest examples here. Universal, specifically Universal Studios in Florida and Orlando, they did a fantastic job with their marketing for Epic Universe, for the new theme park, for all of the different things that were coming out in Universal. And what I can tell you is that I went in and actually provided probably close to 2 months worth of Agile training and coaching to help them get up to speed so that they could have this huge marketing push. And what I can tell you is it's been acclaimed by many people as one of the strongest marketing efforts that's ever been done to promote a new theme park or to promote a new attraction. And it is impressive. I don't know if you've seen all the effort that they put in, but it is quite impressive to see all the things that they've done. And this is all because they applied Agile and business agility to their marketing. And their senior vice president of marketing, their director of marketing, they are both incredible women. And what I can tell you is one of the things they said at first, and it was really interesting, is because the marketing team had major pushback when it came to applying Agile. But one of the things that I heard them say over and over again was trust the process, give it a chance. Change is good. And we saw tons of change in the organization. And what I can tell you is that by maximizing the amount of business agility they could put inside of marketing applications, whether it's launching a campaign or applying it to advertising or creating budgets and aligning the budgets to the marketing campaigns and better meeting timelines, better engagement with the stakeholders who are putting together information, better engagement with legal regarding legal assets and the way that the assets are used inside of their organization. All of those things were incredible, powerful testaments towards building this huge marketing push for Epic Universe. So what I can tell you is I've seen it firsthand because I've been there. Agile applies in marketing and it applies really, really well. It's something that works incredibly well. Let's talk about Agile and human resources. Now, this one's interesting. I was with a local government in Utah. And one of the things that I found in this local government was that they were struggling to find the right candidates. And what they were doing is they said, with the way pipelines are currently set up and with the way the internet is and with the evolution of AI, that everyone could have a perfect resume, but not everyone was a perfect candidate. So they were looking for ways outside of traditional scoring mechanisms to make sure they could find the right candidates and walk them through the process without missing any steps to make sure everyone had a fair, equitable chance to get the job based on their merit and their skill, not just what they put in their resume. And I thought that was a powerful testament to how Agile could be applied. Because what they did is they created a workflow, a value stream of how they were going to achieve what they needed to achieve. They laid out how it was going to be from ideation to discovery, to delivery, to release. And they laid out the flow of how their hiring process went. And they made sure that it met and checked all the boxes necessary in order for it to meet all of the things that were needed for them to be compliant. But they also made sure that outside of the compliance realm, that they weren't just leaning in on traditional ways to measure aptitude, that they had enhanced ways to discover who the best candidates were. And that was just an incredible leap. All right, I'm going to leave you with one more. So let's talk about application and finance. Now, this is a big one. There is a company here that does leasing and financing. And what I can tell you is this company is fantastic at what they do. They're one of the largest. And I can also talk about application at multiple banks and credit unions at the same time. What I've seen in the world of finance is that whether it's an investment company like Raymond James or Edward Jones applying this to the investment world, or whether it's a credit union like America First Credit Union or other credit unions where I've seen this applied, firsthand. Once again, all these are firsthand accounts, whether it's Zions Bank or other banks, Chase Bank, Citigroup. What I've seen is that all these different places are applying this, or even smaller, like I said, leasing and finance companies. What I've seen is that when you apply Agile to the finance world, what happens is it streamlines the flow, whether it's loan applications, whether it's processing of information, whether it's making sure we stay within contained flow, but we have a streamlined way of doing things. What we've seen is an overall increased adaptability and customer focus throughout these organizations that allow them to get their products or services to market faster with higher quality, and they end up with end user satisfaction that exceeds what anyone could have ever expected. So don't sit back and just think Agile only works in the technology or software world, because that's not true. In fact, I would argue there's probably a larger application set outside of technology for Agile than there is inside of the world of technology. So don't be afraid to take that leap of faith and try Agile inside of your organization, especially if you're not doing software, because what I can tell you is it definitely applies. And if you're looking for help, look no further. I can help you make these things happen. AgileDad can help you make these things happen. We have firsthand experience in doing these types of applications. And what I can tell you is if you do it, you won't be disappointed and you'll see the results that you're looking for. That's going to do it for today's episode. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at agiledad.com. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care. Bye now.